special level 1 member request here. Congratulations on that. And for this song, we're going to be using a drop D tuning. Take the low E down a whole step, and then we go D, A, D, G, B, E. All right, and there's a lot of different layers going on with the song. The bass is carrying a lot of kind of what the overall progression is. We'll try to kind of combine things, and I'll give you a heads up on what the chords are, all that jazz. But for this initial section, there's one guitar that's just kind of really drowned in a lot of like tremolo and phaser stuff. So you can experiment with like phaser settings, all that jazz, and just kind of like a slow sweeping setting. And under all that, the actual feel or chord that's happening here, it's like basically just a big D5. So you could just do the open D, A, D, the 2G, 3B. And this is kind of the very beginning here. And it's just a light shuffling strum. So just like a hit, little hesitation, couple, 3 more, couple, repeat that. Just something like that, real loose, like that phaser just dumped on it. So once we get into the verse section, this is kind of where maybe we can do a little combination of, throw like a bass chord in there, and then, take kind of what like the right side guitar is doing. And it's doing kind of this repeated bend, and then the next section kind of repeats a little bit too. So what I like to do here is I'll just hit like the 3s on the DAD. The overall chord's like a F major 7. So you hit this 3 on the DAD, just get the nice kind of bass power chord. And then through that, we're going to pick through, once we hit that, the 3 on the middle D will count as the first note. And then just pick the 5G, 5B, and we do a little bend and release on that 5B. So it'd be like, alright, and then from there, we'll just repeat the picking and the bending. The 3 middle D, 5G, bend and release on the 5B, and we repeat that 3 times. Alright, and over the top of that, like I said, the bass is kind of moving, and it'll do like this descending, down to the E, D, E, so it'd be coming off the F, it'd be like, and then goes to the A sus, and that was just, like in the drop D from the 3, 2, open, 2, and then goes to an A sus. So come up here, I just like to hit the open A string and then do 7s on the D and G, because this will get us into the picking section for this, where that 7G will kind of count as the first picking note. And then we pick through 5 on the B, 5E, back to 5B. Alright, and that's just the picking that repeats right there a few times. Alright, the verse ending. So basically we would, kind of go through that whole verse progression a couple times, and then we would do the first half, the F. Okay, that whole bit. We'll do that, but then once we get to the last half there, this lead comes over the top of it, and it's kind of got a lot of like tremolo vibe on it, and just picks these like interesting notes over the top of the progression, which would be coming off the back end of the verse, so the A, and then it'll come back to the F major 7 again, and that'll lead us into the chorus section. So basically it just picks these notes, 5G, couple 5Bs, holds that a second, and then 5 high E, back to the 5B, bend it, hit it, release it, and then G string we go 7-5, then we do this 6 on the B, 4G, back to 5G, back to that 6B, and then 5E. Alright, and now we get into what I would guess is like the chorus section here. Kind of 2 guitars doing a lot of stuff here. the first one, just doing this really high arpeggiation here. And the chords, they go from D to F here. There's also a little bit of a G chord that gets tacked on, which I'll show you here. But the arpeggiation here, it's just up here, and we just do 10E, 10B, 9G back to 10B. All right, and that just repeats 4 times. All right, and the second one, you can just kind of keep the same spot. And all we do is reach over with the pinky here, do 12, 10 to E, then do the 9G back to the 10E. So we're just kind of skipping the B string here. And this repeats. Alright, and those 2 arpeggiations will just repeat. And for the second guitar, you can just kind of like do some chords here, and it's just kind of, quarter note hits on like a big D sus2, so the open DAD, 2G, 3B, and then throw in the open high E, and it's just downstrum some quarter notes is fine. 4 measures, and then move to the F major 7s, so just bar the 3s on the DAD, 5, G, and B. Same kind of deal here. Do about 3 measures of this. Alright, and then the final 3 strums are this bit of a G6 thing here, which is basically just, hit the 5s on the DAD, keep that 7 on the G, and then you can throw in like the 5B, and then just, it's 1, 2, 3 on this. Alright, and then just starts back to the D, F, and then you can hit the G again. So that's basically that. The outro, basically just a variation of, what was happening in the chorus, but you can faintly hear like a second guitar doing something over the top of it. It could all be one guitar, but it'd be really tricky trying to get everything we're hearing there all combined. But it's essentially that same arpeggiation, the chorus one. All right, 4 times, and then the 12, 10, 9, 10. All right, so that's doing that. But then there's also kind of mixed in this, open A string, and then like 3 hits on the 7 of the D and G. All right, just repeating along. 4 times. And then it'll pick through this F major 7 bit here. So just do 8, A, 10D, 9G, back to 10D. Okay, so those are just kind of sandwiched on top of each other, and that outro just kind of carries all the way out to the end of the song. And once you have that, you should be all set.